Today I'm going to show you some tricks that I've learnt that help me do my oil painting. I've got a great setup here. I've got a large easel. Just take this shot back a bit so you can see. To go back quite a bit for you to see this. Okay, that's almost up to the roof. It's as high as I can get it, the top of that. And it's got a very firm, solid base. And there are ridges, you can just see here, that I can get this to go up or down. At the moment it's up as high as it will let me in this room. It's almost touching the ceiling. Now the setup I've got here, I've got a rather large canvas on there at the moment that I'm working on. Now you can see I've got my Mahl sticks. I'm going to show you how I've put those together. You might be able to work that out just by looking at them. And the timber that I've worked out that will allow me to work on this canvas and have support using those Mahl sticks. Now I'll just show you the side. You can see the setup there. Now that top piece of timber is 1/2 inch wide. It's about 1 1/4 inches. Just show you which one I mean. This one here. It's about 1 1/4 inches deep from there, and it's 1/2 inch across. Now you need it that size so that it will take the Mahl stick that I've made. That's just a curtain rod holder. Now my husband's helped me out with this, of course, and he's put a screw into it. You can just see what kind of screw that is there. See, so that's just a screw. He's made that quite solid. That's not going anywhere. He's actually used glue as well, which I don't think he really needed to use the glue because this is working fantastic now. Now that we've worked out how to make it stay. And as you can see, I can just drape that onto the top of that, and there is a little bit of room there if you happen to have a piece of timber that's a little bit wider than what I'm using, which shows you've got a bit of flexibility with width of the timber that will you'll be able to use to support the Mahl stick. So I've got 2 Mahl sticks. Really, I only use one at a time. This one is a good length. You can cut these. This is a curtain rod. I meant to tell you that. That is a curtain rod that I used to use to hang up my shears, and we found another use for it. It's really good. So you've got metal for the base, for the curtain rod, and then just that plastic that you would normally attach that to the inside of your framework of your window to attach the curtain rod. But see, that's another use for curtain rod holders and curtain rods. Now this was the way we used to do it, using just some strong tape, but I found that eventually over time any pressure on that would cause the curtain rod to separate from the curtain rod holder. And you can just see there my husband's put a screw in that as well to keep it there, but he's also taped over it for extra strength. But it works just fine with just the screw. Now there's another piece of timber that I've got across here. I'll just go to the side again so you can see that. So that piece of timber, just there, it's about 1 3/4 inches across, and then it's probably about 1/2 inch going that way. That lifts this piece of timber off the canvas so I can attach the curtain rod, which I have converted into a Mahl stick. Now the length of those two pieces of timber really are up to you. They can be any size that you need. They can be smaller if you've got a smaller easel, which I also have a travel easel, which uses a different sort of Mahl stick and a different setup altogether. But you can, I think, use this kind of setup that I'm showing you here on any easel. So what I've also done is I've had to lift up the canvas from the bottom of the easel, so that's the bottom of it there, and if you can see there's a little, see if I can get a shot of that, you can just see that there, it's nestled inside the ridge there of the easel. Now that's just a solid piece of timber, and it's doing a great job of elevating my canvas. So that's what that piece of timber is there for. Now you'll see I've got another piece of timber here, just there. Now that's sitting in place using blue tack. It's just a thin piece of timber. I'll just show you the side of it so you can see it in profile. There it is there. It's not really very thick or wide, and it fits perfectly on that little section there. You can just see it go underneath that, and that fits perfectly on there. And blue tack really comes in handy for me. I use it for a lot of different things. Now the reason I need this piece of timber here as well is because, as you can see here, the Mahl stick can't touch the canvas, so I'm not going to spoil the painting while it's wet because the Mahl stick touches it. So if you can see that in profile, the Mahl stick, so I'll go to the other side. There you go there. The Mahl stick is, I'll show you this one, it's up against that piece of timber right there and resting on this thin piece of timber here. Okay, so that's my setup. It works better than Mahl sticks that you can buy, I've found, because they don't actually give you this support here. I'm just going to swap those over. I think I prefer this one here, so you can just see how that was put together. And once you've got your Mahl stick, okay, camera's a bit wobbly. Once you've got the Mahl stick in place, I can move this across any way. Then I'll come over to the other side there, and I've got it there, and just goes up, down, across. Show you that movement from here. So if I can lean my hand, see how far it goes. I can lean my hand on that Mahl stick and steady my hand, especially if I'm doing delicate work, which I do tend to do quite a bit of that in my paintings. So as you can see there, that's my granddaughter Lara when she was a baby with her father Matt. So that is how you can put a homemade Mahl stick together, and I can recommend this highly because I've perfected it now and it's working a treat. So I hope this helps you, and I hope that I've shown you enough so that if you want to have a go putting something like this together for yourself, that you can do that. Okay, thanks for watching.